This is a critical turning point for crypto. The founders of Solana and Binance have come to an agreement. Yes, I'm talking about Toli and CZ, two of the biggest figures in the crypto world. They're actually aligning to tell us something. They believe that privacy is extremely important in crypto. And the way they talk about it makes it feel like we shouldn't be ignoring this topic. But this isn't just about two different people saying the same thing. The issue of privacy runs much deeper than that. We recently saw the US Treasury push to include digital ID requirements directly into DeFi smart contracts. That means tying your identity to on-chain tools, something that was meant to be used in a decentralized environment, without a connection to your identity. And not too long ago, we saw the US Supreme Court confirm that the IRS can access crypto records without a warrant. They basically refuse to protect wallet privacy. So the government is making sure that the right protocols are in place to prevent criminal activity and fraud. And that's all good. But what does this mean for the rest of us? Giving up our identities and making all of our crypto activity transparent. Now, the thing is, leading crypto networks right now already make it difficult to keep your data private. Don't believe me? Well, I'll explain this soon. But with all the regulatory changes going on right now around digital assets, it'll be even harder to maintain privacy. Now, here's the big question. Why am I even bothering to talk about privacy? I'm sure most of you have heard the term privacy pop up at some point in crypto. And there's even a narrative category for this on most coin tracking sites. But is crypto privacy actually a big concern? Or is this just another hyped narrative to pump some tokens? Well, let me show you exactly why this matters more than you think. But first, you know how the market just suddenly dumped last week? Well, we went from a strong move up, feeling like a true bull run, to altcoins falling out of the sky. When these are the movements you're dealing with, it pays to have a reliable platform to trade on, especially for futures trading. And Margex is a great option. They've got all the tools to quickly set up trades when you spot opportunities, and they also use a system that protects against price manipulation, which is a major concern on exchanges. So follow the link in the description down below if you want to learn more. And if you want to stay ahead of these overlooked opportunities, the FireHustle Discord has been a game changer. We've got a community constantly analyzing emerging sectors and sharing insights on projects before they hit everyone's radar. I personally learn a lot from the discussions with community members. Link is in the description as well if you want to join in. Now, if you haven't already, then hit those like and subscribe buttons, and remember that anything I share with you is not financial advice. Okay, so let's get something straight. When you send Bitcoin, Ethereum, or most cryptocurrencies, you're not actually doing this privately. Every single transaction is recorded on a public ledger that anyone can view, analyze, and track. Think about it like this. Imagine if every time you swiped your credit card, that transaction was posted on a public database with your wallet balance for the entire world to see. That's essentially what's happening with transactions on most leading crypto networks right now. But the big difference here is that the credit card is on your name, which exposes your identity, while your crypto wallet could be one you created on a cold wallet device or on MetaMask. No identity verification and no ties to your personal information. But let's run through a common scenario for most users coming into crypto. If you're trying to convert a real-world currency into crypto, you need to go through an on-ramp service. So let's say you're trying to buy Ethereum and hold it on a cold wallet. Yes, the wallet doesn't need your personal information, but you need money to purchase Ethereum in the first place, which means either using your credit card or signing up with a centralized exchange that will likely need to verify your identity. After this point, everything you do with your Ethereum can now be traced back to you. Now, there are some platforms that can scramble your transactions to make it difficult or even impossible to track your funds, and a lot of these ended up getting shut down or hit with lawsuits. Think about all the criminals that can get away with illegal activity using systems like these. It's the reason why projects like Tornado Cash were taken down. So what's the solution here? Well, it's about finding a good balance between privacy and transparency. Whether you're an individual trying to protect your personal finances or a corporation trying to keep your business strategies confidential, privacy matters. And that's exactly why leaders like Toli and CZ are speaking out about this. We're even seeing the Ripple team tackle this with their products and developments. Without proper privacy protections, crypto risks becoming just another tracked financial system controlled by the same institutions it was supposed to replace. And this creates a massive opportunity for privacy projects. There's a clear gap to fill here, and the timing couldn't have been better. We're in the middle of a bullish market period. Now, there are several projects out there already building services and products that address privacy concerns. And while some are already established in the space, there are others that are building beneath everyone's radar. I won't talk too much about Monero. You're probably already aware of this one. It's still currently the top privacy project if you consider the market cap of the XMR token. And that's about it. They provide services to ensure total privacy on-chain, but this was also faced with a lot of criticism. Eventually, XMR got delisted from several exchanges, and their network was recently taken over by the Cubic project through a 51% mining attack. Long story short, Cubic was able to undo 18 blocks on the Monero chain, erasing over half an hour of transaction history. Scary, right? Especially for a pretty established project in this space. This was basically the gate opening for other projects to come forth and present their privacy products. Because clearly the leader of privacy isn't really fit for the job. So let's start by looking at a project that's taking a completely different approach to privacy in crypto. Zero Labs is building what they call an offline digital cash protocol. Think of it as bringing the privacy of physical cash into the digital world, but with all the benefits of cryptocurrency. So here's how someone would actually use this. Let's say you want to buy a car from someone for $10,000, but you want to keep this transaction between you and the seller only. With Zera, you would load funds onto the Zera app, then create something called a downloadable note worth $10,000. This note is basically a private digital file that represents your money. You can then send this file to the seller through email, a message, or even save it on a USB drive and hand it to them in person when you pick up the car. When the seller redeems this file, the $10,000 gets transferred to their wallet and the transaction settles on the Solana blockchain. But no one can see who sent the money, who received it, or even how much was transferred. It's completely private. So how is this actually possible? Well, instead of creating a separate privacy blockchain like Monero, Zera built their system on top of Solana, an already established and proven network. Zera uses zero-knowledge proofs to validate transactions without revealing any sensitive information. This tech allows you to conduct transactions completely offline. It's just like handing someone physical cash, but it's digital. And when you connect back to the network, everything gets validated on-chain as a regular Solana transaction. And the correct funds end up in the correct wallets without revealing who was involved. The team is also making progress in the real world. Zero Labs recently became a new council member of the Texas Blockchain Council, a great example of real-world organizations taking notice of innovative privacy solutions. Zero Labs, along with Dax, the lead dev, is also participating in the upcoming Cypherpunk hackathon. Now, Zero Labs was originally known as the Monopoly Money Project, and anyone that's holding the original money token will need to migrate their holdings over to the new Zero token. The conversion is taking place through migrate.fun, a platform built by the Agent Hustle team. If you happen to purchase the original token, you'll need to follow the link down below to migrate your tokens over to Zera before the deadline. This migration gives the project a fresh start with a more professional brand, just in time for the official app release, which should be coming up soon. And just like Zera, there are several other projects in the crypto space building their own privacy tools. One that's been quietly building for years is called Zama. This team has been working on something called fully homomorphic encryption, or FHE. Now, I know that sounds technical, but let me break this all down for you in simple terms. So imagine you have a locked box with your financial information inside. Normally, if someone wanted to help you calculate something with that information, you'd have to unlock the box and show them everything. But with Zama's FHE technology, they can perform calculations on your locked box without ever opening it. They can process your encrypted data and give you results, all while your original information stays completely locked up. So why does this matter for crypto? Well, Zama is building what they call the confidential blockchain protocol. This allows smart contracts to work with encrypted data directly on the blockchain. Think about a DeFi lending platform where your account balance, loan amounts, and transaction history all stay encrypted. But the smart contract can still verify everything and execute loans properly. No one can see your financial details, not even the people running the platform. Zama just became the world's first billion-dollar company focused on this technology, raising over $150 million from major investors. They've got a testnet running right now, and they're planning to launch their mainnet on Ethereum by the end of 2025, along with their Zama token. Yes, there's no token yet, so we're pretty early to this. And after launching, they're expanding to other networks, including Solana in 2026. So their approach isn't to build a separate blockchain to provide their privacy services, but instead they're creating a privacy layer that works on top of existing layer 1 and layer 2 networks. So developers can add privacy features to their apps without having to switch to a completely different system. So the privacy gap is definitely there. Leaders in this sector like Monero are losing credibility, but there are teams ready to fill the gap with new tech and innovative solutions. Zero Labs and Zama are two examples of projects taking advantage of the privacy opportunity, but the truth is there are several other examples in this space. And as more people start to recognize the importance of privacy in crypto, the list will grow even longer. I do believe that this will become a bigger topic as we head deeper into this cycle. We're going to be seeing more regulatory changes as time goes by, and if we expect the masses to fully adopt crypto in their everyday lives, the privacy needs to be guaranteed. Otherwise, who would want to switch to crypto just to be completely trackable by the public? Now, if you'd like to learn about new and emerging projects in this area of crypto, then let me know in the comments down below. Also, what are your guys' thoughts on privacy? Is this worth calling a hot narrative, or do you think it's better to look at other opportunities like AI and RWA tokenization? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. As always, none of what I say is financial advice. Please do your own research before making any investment decisions. And if you found this video helpful, then smash that like button and subscribe for more content like this. And check out the FireHustle Discord if you want to stay ahead of opportunities like these. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.